What's up? It's your girl, Mimi Michelle, your hairstylist, your author, and your podcaster. And welcome back, MeMob, to another episode of Silk Sessions After Hours Unfiltered. Now, I hope y'all ready for a bumpy ride because we're about to have a good time. If you have not subscribed already, go ahead and click that bell, click that button. I want you to get involved. I want you to ask questions, and I want you to leave your comments, and I want you to share your thoughts on everything we talk about today because it's about to be good. Now, as you can see, I got all my books up here. This is the trilogy, and this is the book that's coming out on the 25th. I need y'all to go ahead and mark your calendars and get that thing because it's good. It's good. It's ready for you to enjoy. Okay. Now, today's cocktail for conversation is something I did. I wrote the ingredients down. Y'all know when I put my thinking cap on, I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good. So, I wrote down what I use because I was like, what can I make? Because we on summertime, right? And it's time for like a lighter drink, although this drink ain't light once you drink it. I think it's going to be pretty darn heavy. So I named our cocktail for today the Unfiltered Honey. This is my twist on a strawberry lemonade. So I have fresh strawberries, I have Four Roses bourbon, I have lemon juice, I have orange liqueur, and a dab of honey. I will put the ingredients on the screen as I always do and the measurements. So let's see what this bad boy tastes like. And let me tell you what I said about it. I said that this is sweet like honey, but bold like the truth. Because we don't tell nothing but the truth on this show, don't we? We just get into the real deal. So let's see what we working with, okay? Speaking of twerking, why they let that baby twerk at her graduation? She went into that split and started twerking. Her mama should have whooped her tail when she got home. But I ain't covering that today. I just want to make that, I just want to say something about that. All right. Ooh, wait. Ooh. Woo! So it is a little sweet. I think it's sweet from the orange liqueur. I think it's sweet from the orange liqueur and the honey. But baby, this is popping. This will get you together. Oh yeah. This ain't for the faint at heart, baby. This for the real people. And it looks like because of the color. Now, if you're a little lightweight, you could pour a little lemonade on this and it'll probably be just as good and just as effective. But baby, if you like drinks like the sidecar or old fashioned, this right here, and this might even be good with a little mint. Oh, that's so good. Woo-wee! Add that to my summertime cocktails. Yes, indeedy. All right. Now, before we get started, and it's going to come with a little story time. I have two things that's going to come with a little story time. We have to say farewell to Peabo Bryson. Last week he had a stroke and he passed the other day. And my heart goes out to his family, his children. And I guess I say that I have a story time because one day my aunt, I used to have a group. And one day my aunt wanted us to wanted us to sing at one of her really good friends' birthday party. I mean, this was a big shebang. It was a big to-do. It was hundreds of people there. And guess who I opened up for? Guess who we opened up for? Mr. Peabo Bryson. And let me tell you, when that man came out for sound check, I was like, oh, okay, I could say it. Oh. I said to everybody, so I might as well say it. I said, oh my God, he looked like leather. But he was a man of a certain age, you know, and people still had the pipes because when he came out to sing, he did his good singing. But baby, when he came out for showtime, whoever his makeup artist had him looking like 1979 Peabo Bryson. And until I decided what I was going to do when I was going to have like open casket when I go meet Jesus, because I'm not doing that anymore. I'm donating my body to science. I was like, ooh, whoever his makeup artist is got to do me too, because he had Mr. Peabo, or she had Mr. Peabo looking amazing. But let me tell you something about Peabo Bryson. He had the best velvety voice you ever heard. When he sang, a whole new world from my point of view, Peabo Bryson could sing. I remember when I was a kid, my mama had his album when he had the big fro. And I used to play that record over and over and over again. And even as a big grown adult now, I still listen to him. And the crazy thing is when I found out he passed, I was listening to one of his songs. Ain't that a trip? I was listening to Peabo Bryson when I found out. What's the song I was listening to? Oh, it's not the first time for love. We've all been there before. Oh, chance. Man, oh my God. Rest well, Peabo. You will be missed. Your gift will be missed. He toured up to the very end. Man, oh man of Chevys. All right, who we got on the list next? Okay, here we go. Putting it on the screen. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I'm happy that A Different World is getting a reboot, right? But do we reboot it? Is it gonna be good, or are we gonna mess up with a classic? Because A Different World changed our lives, right? A Different World had people enrolling in college, and not only enrolling in college, and that's why they canceled A Different World. They were enrolling in college, they were pledging, they were graduating, and they were going on to get their masters and their PhDs, and they was like, oh, no. We can't let the black community do that, get all educated and stuff. Oh no, just canceled out the blue. And I'm like, Jesus. I used to get really warm inside when A Different World would come on, because A Different World, I didn't go to college. So that was my way of seeing the HBCU life when I watched A Different World. Now, not the first couple of seasons. It was when Debbie Allen came. And I was like, oh my God, I should have went to college. But if I'd have went to college, I'd have been a whole mess, baby. I know I would have been. I would have pledged too. I would have been that girl. Ooh. One more time. One more again. Ooh. I can't wait to share that recipe with my friends. Woo, it's good. All right, but welcome back, Hillman. I think I've been looking for me a Hillman t-shirt and a Hillman sweatshirt. Because I just want to be a part of the culture. I am part of the culture. That is my culture. Hip hop and the 90s and even the 80s. It's a nostalgic era. Just like for my mom and them in the 60s and the 70s with Motown and all of that. It was a nostalgic era, especially musically and in film. But woo. All right, we're going to see what it do. It come on this month, I believe. Oh, and the Earth, Wind, and Fire. Did it come on already? The Earth, Wind, and Fire documentary. Y'all know I love documentaries. And when it come on, I'm going to tell y'all about it. That's going to be part of our conversation. All right. What we got next? What we got next? I knew it all along. I knew this nickel wasn't chewing gum. We're going to watch together.
Yeah. Now, was he on cocaine?
He was on something. I don't know.
Because his mouth kept moving.
And the producer was like, the director, she said, can you put your gum here? He said, I ain't got no gum. I ain't got no gum. I ain't got no gum. Insane.
So I remember watching that video He just moving in a group. And I knew because I got another story time. I know drug addiction when I see it. And I knew that man was on the coca leaf. Someone to count on in a world of changing. It's not funny. It's not funny because, your heart goes out to people who make bad choices, but you got to find the humor in it. Here I am, stop where you stand. What you need to love. He could sing though. Man to take over. Okay, so he has this one song that, oh my God. I was struck by lightning twice. Don't leave me crying in the rain. Ooh, 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 ooh. But them Temptations. And there was this one song. Oh God, it was a slow song. But it made me cry every time I heard it. You could just, his heart poured out on the vinyl. And oh my God, I wish I could, I can hear it in my head. I wish I could remember it so I could sing it to y'all. Well, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Because if I take too long to find it, I can always cut that part out. But I have a playlist. And let's see, playlist by you. Let me see. Yep. Okay. Oh. Yes, I'm under the shadow of your love. And I can't get away from you. Oh, look, that song's still to me. No, baby. No, I just can't stop. No, I just can't stop. Ooh, that man, he could sing. He had gotten to that world. But I think, when they was in the industry, they would give them things or introduce them things like parties and stuff for control. That way they could control the money. That way they could control their careers. And then after a while, they didn't want to sing anymore. All they wanted to do was the booger sugar and things of that nature. Because let me tell you about Mr. Dennis Edwards. Dennis. That's Dennis, because I don't want to screw him up. That's disrespectful to screw up a man's name or a woman's name, okay? So, when I was a very young adult, me and my sister used to sing in a group together. It was called SGT, Satisfaction Guaranteed. When you see SGT, you better watch your back. We're smooth. And I would go, I'm so smooth. Well, I had raps like, I'm sweet like a fruity pebble, hot like the sun. And I'm here to let you know that I'm number one. Got guys on my tip, all suckers I trip. Cold chill and rock the party cause I'm always legit. You know I'm dressed to impress with style and finesse. Making love is the art that I do best. Your body I caress, brush my teeth with crest. And I'm coming hardcore, always more, never less. Oh, I still remember it. Yo, this is the reason young rappers, they fear me. Baby, I was good. But anyway, we were a little older. I wasn't rapping anymore. We were just singing. And my aunt, who was still in her heyday, she invited us to this hotel room. Is it a hotel or a motel? I can't really remember. But when we went in, it was her and Dennis Edwards, whatever his last name is. And she was like, he wants y'all to sing for him. And that man couldn't help us where he was in his life at that time. But we sat up there and sang for him. So they good. They good. I'm like, I know what y'all up in here doing. It ain't got nothing to do with singing. Okay. But I have met a lot of people in my day. Patti LaBelle was the cutest thing when I met her. Now, let me tell you about Miss Patti. And I wish it wouldn't have been that way. So we sang background for her as a choir one time. And she was singing, we sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And before we could even meet Miss Patti LaBelle, she was gone. She was out. I was like, oh, Patty gone. But I did meet, what's his name? Eddie Levert. So my sister opened up for Gerald and Eddie Levert, and like the sons, when they had like this thing, and this was after both of his babies had passed. And I said, "Hi, sir." I said, "Do you remember me?" I said, "My sister opened up for you guys one time." He said, "Montina, I remember." And I was like, wow, he remembered us. But anywho, that's my story time. So what's on the agenda for the next? I told y'all I was going to give y'all something special because I wasn't there, okay? Oh, let's get back to it. Let's get back to the business. Okay. So I have been craving, although I'm doing really well on my program. I can see it in my clothes. I noticed my jeans were a little looser today. I could see it in my face. I said, okay, we're getting back to the bag. We're getting back to the business because 55 got to look good. But I've been craving oxtails, right? But I guess I got to know the difference. I'm just going to put the picture up there. The real oxtails and the fake oxtails. Now, they both meat, but I don't think I want no kangaroo. I ain't one of them ones that eat like possum and snake and squirrel and duck and I got duped into alligator and duped into frog legs. But I don't really want to eat chicken because chicken got so much in it, but nope. I'm going to start looking at them bones. I'm going to start looking at them bones so I can know which is which. Now, I don't know if this is a legend or not, but from now on, I'm going to get to looking. And I seen somebody cooking oxtails online today, and them bones wasn't the cow bones. Them bones was the kangaroo. Hibbity, hobbity, hibbity, hobbity. Oh, my God. Oh, that's a wonder. Woo. What we got next on the list? Okay, this is the last thing on my list. It's more of on a serious note. It means a lot to me, and I'll tell you why. Take a look.
She was having a mastectomy on the table for breast cancer. They wanted me to tell them her diagnosis and to justify her overnight stay. As I was leaving that day, I picked up my phone and I said, I just need someone to know.
I got a phone call into the operating room saying that United Healthcare wanted me to call them about one of the patients who was having surgery today, who was actually asleep having surgery. And I was like, do you understand that she's asleep right now? And she has breast cancer.
What happened is the big insurance company sent me a very threatening six-page letter telling me to apologize for speaking out, to remove the post, to say that I had lied, which I had not. And they said I was fomenting violence because there were comments online saying, you know, we hate insurance companies, etc. I called an attorney who agreed to take my case pro bono. He said, Elizabeth, do you want to make this go away? Or would you like to make a difference? And I let the world see how insurance companies treat us when we stand up for patients. And they had stamped on the top of that letter, they had stamped confidential. And my attorney said, bull. And by the way, partisanship, like our patients deserve that every 4 years, healthcare is not up for debate. Period. So like,
you got to have an advocate. When you have a loved one that's in the hospital or when you're in the hospital, you have to have an advocate. Let me explain. When my mother was in the hospital, they wanted to send her home, and when she got there, my mother had been to the hospital this particular year several times, like back to back to back to back. But this time, you know, she was weak. She went in, but she was talking, she was laughing. The nurses was loving her. And then, you ready for it? My mama just started to decline. Like she couldn't form words. She couldn't breathe. She was on oxygen. And do you know what that MFing doctor told me and my sister? Oh, that's just like a sundown syndrome when they've been here too long. We're going to send her home. Oh, no, they were getting ready to send her to rehab in Compass, which in Compass, I love you because y'all saved my mama's life. But I was like, oh, no, you're not. My mama can't do no rehab. She can barely breathe. Well, I think there's nothing wrong with her. We didn't find anything. I said, well, you're going to keep looking. And let me tell you what happened. So we go in the hallway, and one of the nurses, they see me upset. And I said, that man talking about sending my mama home. And she was like, don't let them do that. Keep pushing, keep fighting. I can't say anything, but I'm going to tell you, she does not need to go home. They need to keep looking until they find whatever's going on. So, well, I'll just do one more test. What an attitude. Okay, if you get into the medical field, young ma'am and young sir, have a heart of compassion, one, and be there to help people, two. And I need you to push and push and push until you figure out what the F is going on. Because here's the thing. I know y'all not God. Y'all think y'all gods. You practice medicine. It's a practice, just like people practice, attorneys practice law. Okay? So they did a screen on her legs. And you know what they found? No, I'm rocking like Celie because it gets me angry even to talk about it. My mama had a blood clot in her calf. She had blood clot in her groin, and she had blood clots in her lungs. If my mother went into rehab, my mother wouldn't be here today because they would have kept traveling. She couldn't breathe, and my mother would be with the Lord because that's where she going because she got a heart of gold. I know mama going to be with Jesus. Now, some of these other folk, I don't know if they're going to be with Jesus, but I know my mama is going to be with the Lord. So I say all of that to say, be an advocate for your parent. It's all money. It is all money, and not for just the doctors. It's for the upper people. And you know what's crazy is I was talking about that today, and that's what this whole trilogy is about. Money. Money and a little sex and a little deception. Let me just read you a little ditty. It says, The Night Shift at Hope Central, a novel by Michelle Mimi Coleman. That be me. At Hope Central, miracles happen by day, but by night, it's a whole different diagnosis. Dr. Chancellor Chance Carmine Dickinson. Did I say? Yeah. Dr. Chancellor Chance Carmine Dickinson is the hospital's golden boy. Brilliant, charming, and dangerously irresistible. As y'all can see how I created him. He's 6'8". So he's also got a nickname the staff whispers behind his back, Dr. Dirty Dick. And trust, he earned it. He really earned it, y'all. Pick it up, okay? But everything changes when a late night fling turns into a scandal. One woman ends up dead, another ends up in handcuffs, and suddenly the spotlight not on Chan's surgical skills, but on his secrets. And he has plenty of them. As hospital politics heat up and alliances start to crack, Chance finds himself in the center of a deadly game of lust, lies, and blackmail. With whispers coming from the boardroom, the bedroom, and even across the streets of A-Leaf, which is where I grew up. No one can be trusted, including the wife who watches everything and says nothing. And when the truth finally surfaces, let's just say at Hope Central, the medicine is clean, but the staff sure in the hell isn't. You got to get it. You got to get it. You got to get it, friends. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. So that's it for today. Whew, I'm starting to sweat from this good old concoction of deliciousness. And I don't want to drink it down too fast because I don't want to be the loopy. So, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your girl, Mimi Michelle, your hairstylist, your author, and your podcaster. And you have been watching Silk Sessions After Hours Unfiltered. No edits, no scripts, just real talk after dark. See you tomorrow. Bye. Or maybe Monday. I don't know. Bye.
Oh my gosh.
What are y'all reading?
The Night Shift at Hope Central trilogy.
Huh. All right.
Let me send you the Amazon link.